Hey guys, what's up? It's Sam and welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to talk to my future nursing students. So I am in my 4th and final year at the University of Detroit Mercy, and I graduate this May with my BSN. I promise you it is an incredible, long and grueling experience, but you will get through it. Especially if you take some time and think about these next few topics that I want to talk to you guys about. So yeah, I'm just going to skip a long intro because I've filmed this a few times already, and I just want to sit down and talk with you guys and not try to make it any more than what it is. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is understanding your priorities. Where are you going to put friends, family, fun, and school? Understanding your priorities will put you ahead of the game. And it will also help you keep yourself organized and time management, which are all things I'm going to talk about in a second. I think it's super important to think about, do you want this to be those fun party years, or do you want this to be where you build your foundation for your future? Or you might be different from me and be able to manage both. I was not very good at doing both. So I took the route of building the foundation for my future. I could not juggle both. I was swamped because I had no time management, but I will get to that in a second. So the second thing I want you guys to sit down and think about is, what triggers your anxiety? And do you know how to relieve your anxiety? Nursing is a program where they will put some immense pressure down on you to do well. You're probably going to put that pressure on yourself, honestly. I know I did, and I ended up with some horrible anxiety that I never had until I started my program. I think I inflicted a lot of it onto myself because of the pressures of everything going on and not understanding what I was doing to my own self that caused it, and not knowing how I could help myself. So if you guys can sit down and think about that, I think you guys would be so ahead of the game, and it will help you so much. So yeah, the third thing I want to talk to you guys about is money management. So for me, I did not come from a wealthy family. College was pretty much said to be all on me. My parents are able to help every now and then, but most of the payments have been loans or out of my own pocket. So understanding where your money is going to need to go is also super important, because for me, money was another stressor that I had to deal with that was an unnecessary stress. I think if I would have took more time to manage my money a little bit better and plan where my money would be going, I would have been a little bit better off. So that also leads me to, in the same kind of like topic, is understanding if you're going to be a full-time student and working, or if you're going to be able to be a full-time student and only have to pick up little side jobs here and there and that kind of stuff, because that just leads me right into my next tip, which is time management. If you are going to have to work and do school, you're going to have to juggle so much, and time management is going to be extremely necessary. So what I can say about that is to start practicing now. I love making like to-do lists and being able to check off boxes. To me, being able to check off a box is satisfying, and it helps me keep me motivated. I know that's silly, but you have to find what works for you and what's going to make you help get things done. So I also want to say a quick little tidbit here is that which I can make a video about too, is learning how to use a syllabus and organize yourself ahead of the game. So what I do is I take all of my courses syllabi and I put them into one like document, and then I plan my weeks accordingly to whatever's due, what readings I need to do before class, and when my exams are, that kind of stuff. And honestly, when I did that, it was so helpful. I had my entire semester planned out. I could plan when I was going to hang out with friends, that kind of stuff, because I knew when I had light weeks and when I was going to have a heavy week. So I think I will probably make a separate video on how I did that, so stay tuned. I think it's also super helpful if you're able to find someone that's currently in the program that you're looking to go into. Mostly because you can ask them about the program, not just like the things you can Google about like success rates, but you can ask like, how do the professors treat the students? Do they take mental health seriously? Do they not care? Do they just, like throw you to the wolves, or sink or swim, or what? So I think it's important to have someone that you can talk to. And I'm sure if you call your school's administration office, they will be able to find you someone to talk to if you can't find them on your own. So that's a very valuable tip I wish I would have done, because I went in solo and I had to find everything out on my own. So the final thing I want to talk to you guys about is probably the most important for nursing, and also for yourself, because I'm going to tell you, nursing, you meet all walks of life, and you are going to be sitting in a classroom with all walks of life, and not even just people. You're going to be in a room with multiple spiritual beliefs, multiple religions, cultures, races, everything. No one's the same, and that's just the same as like real world. You're walking down a street. So understanding your opinions, where you have a bias, and kind of like how you're going to handle those. Like I said, that is extremely important for nursing, because you are taking care of someone who's extremely vulnerable. And if you can't put your bias aside, I don't see how you could really be a compassionate nurse, which compassion in nursing is probably one of the most important things. Obviously, having knowledge of everything that's going on is so important, but I think compassion just takes you one step further as being an amazing nurse. So that also leads me to understanding your passions. Are you going into this career field and this area of study to make money, which in nursing, there's some money there, but it's really not all that desirable? Or are you going in this to make a difference in some people's care? For me, I had... So I'm done with my notes, but for me, I had a lot of family members that went into the hospital when I was young, and I was there, and I saw care that I did not think was adequate or what they deserved. And to be honest, so that's what's driven me into going through this tough 4-year program, is that I want to make sure people feel cared for and that the families feel like they're cared for. I've had a lot of horror stories go on, because I've had so many family members who spend a decent amount of time in the hospital. Don't ask me why, but they do. But yeah, so I think if you take some time and really think about what I just talked to you guys about, you guys will be so ahead of the game. I know some of it seems silly, especially if you're not one that's a self-reflector, but I think if you take some time, sit down, and really get to know yourself in these aspects that I brought up for you guys, you will be very, very thankful. I wish I would have sat down and thought about these things, and honestly, I can still sit down and think about these. Even at the end of this program, I still have my own biases. I still have my own opinions, and I have strengths and weaknesses that change all the time. I mean, nursing is never static. You are going to have to adapt every time you walk onto your unit, which I think is something that I admire about the career. So I'm going to stop rambling. I truly, truly hope you guys find these tips helpful and to be unique and different from the other videos, to provide you guys a little more insight. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys maybe Thursday or Sunday with the next video.